And we are live from Key West. Hey,
Hello.
everybody! Guess who I got here again with me? Of course she's here because I'm at her house. And we were on her boat today at the sandbar out in this. You can't see the weather because we got the umbrella up, but it's super beautiful out here. I'm not trying to make anybody jealous, but maybe just a little bit. The sky is beautiful, the water was beautiful, so we took the boat out to Marvin Key, hung out in the water for a little bit, and as I said, we were going to go live every day, and so Jennifer, we were sitting in the water, and she came up with this grand idea for today. So what about those small gratitudes?
Small gratitudes. I think, so many times we talk about all the big things we're grateful for, and that's amazing. I mean, there are a lot of big things to be grateful for. I think equally important is all those little things that come up in the day. Like I used to tell my kids when they were little, like, be happy you're not eating peanut butter and jelly again.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, so sometimes we have these grandiose ideas. That doesn't mean that they can't happen, but we have these huge ideas and we can't wait for that big thing to happen. Mm-hmm. But we miss sometimes the fun steps along the way. And I know sometimes the whole life is a journey thing can get played out, but it really is all about that. Like, what are the things along the way that to the big thing?
Well, and I think it's appreciating all those little things along the way that actually create and bring in and build the big thing.
Right. Yeah, that's a huge point. If anybody is a hey Richard, if anybody is a fan of manifestation or Abraham Hicks or the conversations around vibration and energy, you got to first embody the energy of what you are trying to create or what you want for it to come into fruition. But if you stand in a place of lack and thinking it's never going to happen, then it probably won't. So you got to act as if you have it, or practice that energy and vibration before it actually manifests.
Yes. And we get more of what we focus on. Yeah. So if we're focusing on all the things that are pissing us off and making us unhappy, that's what you get. Where if you can stop and appreciate all the little things, even if overall stuff isn't great, there are always small things in every day to be grateful for. And if we can focus on those things, I find that then I start to notice even more of those small things. And then it just feels better.
It just feels better. We were out on their boat and we were going through the mangrove creek, and we were looking for manta rays.
Yeah,
some kind of ray. It's been elusive so far, and we're we're all excited, and then guess who pops out of the water?
We got 2 dolphins straight in front of the boat. Led us through the creek,
doing all their thing. So
it was beautiful.
And it was just so exciting. So I think it was like the expectation of sea life or sea creatures, and you never know but sometimes you're so focused on, I want to see manta rays. If we had only been looking down from maybe we would have missed the dolphins. So, and it was a little off topic sort of, but okay, I was just really excited to see the dolphins. That's a really cool thing. And they were the boat, maybe 10 feet from the boat, and the boat, the only other times I've seen dolphins have been on the big tourist boats where they're not even very close to you. It's great to see them still, but they weren't. So we are in the water, not in the water with them, but so close. It was just an awesome touch to the day. But, and I think yesterday we were talking about, so Jennifer and Richard, they live down here, and it's beautiful. They've really created an awesome space for themselves and their family. But yeah, I really enjoyed being down here, and we went on the boat for a little ride, and her husband said something like, oh, it's just a little boat ride. I'm like, but for me, I don't get to do that very often, and it was just being out on the water and the wind and just looking at all the different colors of. Jennifer loves the different colors.
I do. I love
the water.
The ocean. I love the ocean.
Yeah. So, I just think, like Jennifer said, the little things along the way. And it's also good. So one thing I tell my clients, if you are starting to want to change your mind about things, and you want to start changing your outlook, the more you practice the little things when it's easy, it makes the bigger things easier to do. So going around and spending time, and you've heard people talk about gratitude lists and things like that, but really practicing being grateful for some of the things, big or small, and noticing them and celebrating them, and it truly does help you see the bigger things as being possible, but then also like literally creates them, like you said.
Yes. Well, and I think too, like an easy way for people to start, like if you're not, you know, there is obviously the sort of thing we've all heard, like write 3 to 5 things down every day that you're grateful for. But sometimes when you find yourself in that moment of like, oof, if you can like pause a second and take a minute and like come up with 1 or 2 or even 3 things, like in that moment, it can shift everything for you.
Yeah, I do that a lot. Now it's kind of automatic for me when I start to hit a certain level of ick, or whatever you said. I usually automatically shift into gear to like, okay, how can I change this around? And yeah, spending a few moments appreciating the things that I already have that are really fantastic in my life. There's another thing that Abraham talks about, Abraham Hicks, if you guys are familiar. If you're about to go into a situation with, say, somebody, and you expect confrontation, and you want to not maybe experience as much confrontation as possible, spend a few moments to write down a list of things you do appreciate about that person or situation before going into it. And you change your vibration about, so it's like when you know you're going into contrast and you know you're going into a sticky situation, you can take a few moments to appreciate what you do like or enjoy about that person or that job or whatever you're going into, and focus on those positives of whatever situation, and that can turn the corner and open up a better outcome of that confrontation, or even just if it's a shift at work, you really don't want to go to work. Think about what you do enjoy about it. The money, the people, whatever, time away from family.
Maybe that's just your stepping stone to your next thing.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's not the thing you love, but that's getting you to where you love.
Right.
I think really it's all perspective, and it's all how we feel.
Yeah.
And if we can shift our perspective a little bit and it makes us feel better, and that can sound kind of trite, but really if you feel good, you're looking for good, and you're going just who you're being and how you're interacting with people. Because if we're in a better space, then how we're interacting and coming off to other people is going to be a more peaceful, joyful space, which means how they respond to us is going to, I mean, it creates a ripple effect.
Yeah. And it really, it's a circle. The more you do it to get yourself out of a funky space, the less funky space you find yourself in.
For sure.
Or for long, or that, you know, it's not too fat. Like you can get, you're not too far down the path. You can change directions quicker.
Yeah.
And appreciating, gratitude, whatever you want, gratitude, appreciation, thankful, whatever, any one of those words that you want to use that makes you,
it doesn't matter what
get
you
in
call
that
it.
space. Yeah.
It's just about feeling better.
Yeah, absolutely. So that is it for today, guys. It is super hot out here, but we love it, right? We appreciate the heat.
Yes.
Even though it's really hot.
Yeah, and excuse our like beach hair. And
yeah, we're like seriously fresh off the boat, salty. I got a bloody knee. You know, it's dangerous out there in the sea sometimes, but it's worth it. So,
gotta live on the edge.
Yeah. All right, guys, we love you. Mwah. Thanks for joining us. We will see you tomorrow.